Oh, Alex, I'm right there with you, dude. Praying hard that Shams or that Woj bomb. This is my draft stream setup. Like this is what I'm gonna be using tomorrow to stream the draft. I actually have a Woj bomb like video, like ready for tomorrow. But I'm so scared to look at my phone. I'm scared to open Twitter. Like I was with my friends. I was having a good night. We were all out. We went to go watch. We went to the movies, and like we were out getting ice cream, and all of a sudden that popped up, and I'm stressing. I went home, and I'm scared. So I've thought about muting Woj and Shams because I'm not ready for if that tweet does come out. I'm scared. I'm very scared because it just doesn't make sense. We've literally basically made Dejounte the centerpiece of our rebuild by trading away Derek in February, his cap space, and basically saying we're going to build around him. And now we're actively shopping him. This tweet, though, right here, scares me. Maybe he knows something. Or maybe he's trolling. My hope is that he's trolling. So I'm nervous. There's still lots of time. Both of us, we were just enjoying our nights. Like, hey, we're out with friends, and then, oh, Dejounte Murray might be traded. I'm currently sharing this on Twitter with everyone else, so I can get more people in here, because we need to talk about this. We need to. Because this could be potentially super breaking. I'm scared. Because it's draft day. Yeah, that one. When DeJounte tweeted that, I'm a little scared. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little scared. I have a Woj notification, so I'm ready for what's to come if something does go down. But it doesn't make sense. Well, okay, so those eyes were the Spurs were announcing a new sponsor for the jerseys. We no longer have Frost right here. My jersey patch, that's Frost. It's no longer that sponsor. It is now Self Financial is our new jersey sponsor. And I really feel like that's what it's about. But I don't know. It's just so random that this all of a sudden spikes up. And I do feel like that's certainly what it was about. The eyes and the jersey sponsor is what I was really anticipating it to be about. But I'm really hoping that this tweet right here is just him trolling. He's just like, this is stupid. Like, he's just playing the media. So the jersey sponsor, I'm taking a picture, posting it. But the jersey sponsor is what I feel like that definitely was the eyes. I could be wrong. I don't know. The thing is, it's the draft. Anything can happen. I mean, teams trade, teams are active, teams shop. I mean, blockbusters happen. I mean, I remember the Halliburton trade back in February that broke the internet because I mean, no one was expecting him to be shopped. No one was expecting that. And for all of a sudden that to just happen, it's kind of like, whoa. So it's not like we haven't seen shocking trades like this where it just happens. Because it does. This is basketball. This is the NBA. It's a business. Which is unfortunate because it's a game, but it is a business. And like things happen. Money talks. General managers talk, trades happen, and that's just how it goes. Nazumoto, dude, I'm not ready for this heartbreak. I'm not whatsoever. Cause I'm scared I'm gonna be on my phone all of a sudden. Adrian Wojnarowski, the San Antonio Spurs are trading for John Collins, or trading Dejounte Murray for John Collins. And here's the thing, I don't want John Collins. I don't. I think he was a better option last offseason when we were looking to add a true lob threat. And this season, he wasn't even a viable third option for Atlanta. Yes, he's a lob threat. Yeah, he can play some defense. But he shoots inconsistently. He doesn't stay healthy. It's just... Last year, Collins was a better fit. And now he's just not reliable. He's not viable anymore as to what he used to be. He probably playing the media and trolling. I don't see why everything the Spurs did would just be wasted. Yeah, I know. This is a process. Brian Wright, our general manager, has done a masterclass these past few weeks, or months, really. From in February when he traded Thaddeus Young for a first-round pick, when he traded Derek White, even though that trade hurt in the moment, we got rid of Derek White's $70 million contract, brought in a first-round pick, and also an expiring contract from Josh Richardson, who has been an amazing fit, and I'm not obligated to having him stay. He's done amazing. And if this is what he does, everything just goes to waste, as you just said. No, I wouldn't take it either. Here's the thing. The Spurs are not going to just give up Dejounte Murray that easily. Because it's just not going to happen. We're not going to just toss him for nothing. We're going to get a huge package. It's going to be like a top player. 3 first-round picks. It's going to be something like that. Yeah. I don't know. And Jake Fisher, he works for Bleacher Report, so I'm not saying he's not an unreliable source, but who knows? Maybe he's just trying to I don't know. I'm concerned because when there are multiple sources and then reposting that teams are talking, it's like you take concern of that. You take note. And here's the thing though. Dejounte could look at this and then say, "I want out," because Dejounte wants to be the guy in San Antonio. He does. He wants to win a on his Instagram story the other day, he was like, "I gotta win an effing championship." It's just... And then, for us to all of a sudden be actively shopping him for a not even a third viable option, it just doesn't make sense. And if Dejounte looks at that, he could then say, "I want out." I wouldn't be surprised if he did. If I'm Dejounte, I'd be like, okay. I know my worth here. Way to make him feel wanted, guys. Hold on, let me tweet out something real quick so I can just get more viewers in here. But it doesn't make sense. For this to all of a sudden just pop up out of nowhere, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know. I remember whenever Kawhi got traded, and in the moment, I was like, we got DeMar DeRozan. And it's just like, I'm scared DJ will want out, and that's the main thing. Exactly. Like I said, he could look at this and be like, okay, I know how much I'm wanted here. And he could want out after that. He knows, that could say something to him. That could signify him, hey, this team doesn't want me here anymore. So, I'm scared. I'm scared because Dejounte could look at this and then want out. I don't know where this is going to go. Tomorrow's draft day. I feel like a lot of people on Twitter are saying if Dejounte is traded, he could. Zach LaVine is a unrestricted free agent, so he can sign wherever he wants. And the Spurs have the type of money to pay him. But I feel like the thing that was going to lead Zach LaVine to San Antonio the most was Dejounte Murray. Yeah, I don't think LaVine would come without DJ. Exactly. Because Dejounte and LaVine, both from Seattle, they're really great friends. They talk a lot. They work out a lot together. And I think the reason LaVine would have went to San Antonio was to play with Dejounte Murray. They would have been a great deal. Because here's the thing. LaVine is not going to go to another team where he's going to be a first option and not really have that much help. Yeah, maybe they do pull it and we get 3 first-round picks and John Collins. I don't know how I feel. I just don't know how a Zach LaVine, John Collins duo would work. I think Dejounte, I don't know if the Spurs are going to win a championship as Dejounte Murray as their best player. But I think Dejounte Murray can be an amazing Robin to what San Antonio could bring in. Whether that's a sign and trade regarding DeAndre Ayton, whether that's Zach LaVine, whether that's any star talent that's just available. If they can do that, they need to do that. because we need to build around Dejounte, and we need to bring in another star that can be that type of guy that can help him not really like just carry the load. Because here's the thing. We have a great young core, but we don't have enough. And here's the problem. The Western Conference is only getting better. The Pelicans are going to be healthy. The Clippers are going to be healthy. The Nuggets are going to be healthy. Portland just got Jeremy Grant. The Mavs just got Christian Wood. Warriors won the championship. Phoenix is going to be Phoenix. Like, well, I don't know what's going on down in Utah. Any trade that works for me is we need a haul, because the thing is, I don't know what teams are willing. I don't know what Dejounte's price is. I mean, we saw today how Jeremy Grant went for a first-round pick. Protected. I'm pretty sure it was a protected first-round pick. So we don't really know the question of Dejounte's value. I mean, he was an all-star. I think he's going to continue to develop. So, I mean, I feel like Drew Holiday and got traded for 3 first-round picks and 2 rights to swap picks that were first-rounders. And I'm pretty sure the Bucks gave up, like, Eric Bledsoe, you know. So, and Christian Wood just got shipped for basically a can of chips in the 26th pick. So, I don't know. It really depends on what people say his value is. I think he's worth a lottery, maybe a low-end lottery pick, or maybe 2 first-round picks, one of them being a lottery. There's so many ways the offseason can go down. Yeah, it's going to be quite possibly one of the craziest offseasons in the NBA, and this is, like, literally this Dejounte thing is just another one that all of a sudden has sparked up. I don't think Dejounte Murray is going to be on the move. I don't see it. I'm hoping that people are just trying to start stuff up. Why are my LEDs not working? Oh, because they're unplugged. That's why. There we go. I'm trying to get more lighting. Hold on. That's better. I think it depends, because I did read that the Spurs, if they were going to listen to offers, that they were going to ask for like 3 first-round picks. And I don't know if teams are willing to give that up for a guy who's going to be a Robin to a Batman. I love Dejounte. Dejounte is my favorite player. But I don't think his value is as high as it seems. But there are teams who are looking to add a win now. I mean, who knows? We never know. I mean, the thing is, Atlanta is the only... Hang on. Okay. Atlanta is the only one who seems to be like they are making offers. This is just the first one. And obviously more things could come out. I mean, we didn't even know Jeremy Grant was going to be on the move until it happened. But I just don't know. I do think if we are going to trade Dejounte, we at least need some sort of star-ish caliber player. And at least two, maybe 3 first-round picks. Because, like, that is our rebuild. Dejounte Murray is the Spurs rebuild right there. We're looking to find guys to build around Dejounte Murray. So, I don't know. I don't see any options that really work for me in regards as of right now. As I said, I don't want John Collins. John Collins was solid his first couple of years, then he got the extension and kind of just disappeared. I get it, he was injured a lot as well, but that's something else. Dejounte had a torn ACL in his 3rd year and hasn't been injury prone since. It's a high risk, high reward, and John Collins is not going to be a guy who leads a team. He's not. I don't see that. I don't think John Collins is bad. I think he's solid, but I don't think he's worth giving up for Dejounte by any means. I just don't see it. I'm reading, I know I'm on my phone a lot, but that's kind of the point. I am reading a lot that people are saying that he is trolling. Like this is what I said. In no world are we trading a 21, 9, and 8 star for John Collins. Get serious. Hawks just want to dump him. And I've seen, yeah. I mean, how long have we been talking about Collins for? Like, if we trade Dejounte, we might exactly. That's another thing as well. It's like if we trade Dejounte, we're not going to keep these guys who are on expiring contracts. Like Josh Richardson, go. Jakob Poeltl, go. Those are guys we have brought in for Dejounte, and as you said, they're on expiring contracts as well. And you're not the first person I've seen that. If we're going to trade Dejounte, let them go as well, because there's no point for them to be there anymore. By the way, keep the Spurs and NBA content up. Hey, no, thank you. I appreciate that. No, so I've had this channel going on for quite a while now, but I did move. I actually moved from Hawaii back to Arkansas, so I haven't been able to put out a lot of content lately, but I'm finally ready to start getting back in there. Tomorrow, I'll be back live here again doing the NBA draft stream. I am going to be doing like all of my trade, like all the picks, trades. Like this is my setup for all the trades and stuff that are going to go down tomorrow. But I'm excited. For tomorrow. But I wasn't planning on streaming tonight, and this is what I'm going through right now. So I'm really just trying to. That's me. I should put this meme up on the screen. But hey, we got 4 viewers in here. If you guys just want to talk any basketball, I'm keeping going. So this is a mock someone did. It was that the Spurs to get rid of Dejounte, we'd have to get like John Collins, Okongwu, and 2 first-round picks. And that's what a somewhat reasonable package looks like for Dejounte Murray. It's just, I don't know. A lot of people are leaning towards the fact that Dejounte is trolling. He hasn't deleted it. Dejounte is a guy who will delete his tweets every now and then, except he didn't delete the Levine one. I don't know. He hasn't tweeted much. I mean, I don't know. We're planning to build around him. I know this isn't NBA, but it reminds me of Aaron Rodgers trade rumors. Hey, I remember whenever it was last offseason, it was like Aaron Rodgers wants out. And then he came back and won another MVP. So, hey, I love it. I love to talk NFL as well. But there's a lot of stuff that's going down here tonight, and it's kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, we got 2 subscribers tonight. Let's go. 120. Appreciate that. I'm a little scared. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little scared to see what's gonna happen. This can be smoke from all the Hawks to up Collins' value. I also agree with that, because we have seen over the last 48 hours, we've seen so many reports about how John Collins is wanting to be moved. Atlanta is wanting to move him. I mean, they basically made the playoffs without him. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is really just them trying to get some smoke up, as you said, to up the value. Because, I mean, like I said, John Collins isn't bad, but this really could just be a stunt so they can see what they can get out of him. Because, I mean, Dejounte's the best option on that team. But yeah, I'm not sure what to expect from this because we have been hearing a lot that there are teams who are wanting to maybe look at John Collins. I've heard a lot that Sacramento and John Collins are a potential offer because they might be looking to trade the 4 pick. But I just don't know about that. They already have Sabonis. So, I mean, what are you going to do? Play Sabonis at the center? That's just a really tall lineup. I mean, if anyone's going to do a trade like that, it's going to be the Kings. They're the Kings. I'm hoping the Spurs keep somewhat of what they have. Guys I want to keep around, obviously Dejounte Murray, but I want to keep Devin Vassell. I want to keep Keldon Johnson. I want to keep Josh Primo. Those are 4 guys who I really want to stay on the roster. One of the things I'm really looking for is I just expect Jakob Poeltl to be on the move this offseason. Whether that's revolving a sign-and trade with Jakob and 9 for DeAndre Ayton, I don't know, or maybe Miles Turner. I just see a lot of, I mean, hey, I forgot about that. In my eyes, John Collins is only a tier higher than Yak. I agree, DJ definitely trolling, and it might take it as disrespect that people believe him and Collins are on the same level. No, because Dejounte Murray and John Collins are not on the same level by any means. If you have John Collins as the first option, you're kind of screwed. It's just, I don't see a world where John Collins is going to lead a team. And I think, it depends on what you have around him. I think him and Trae Young, they work great when John Collins can healthy. John Collins can be a 20-10-9. John Collins is an amazing lob threat. Here's the thing. I wouldn't have last year in free agency when we had the money to give it to him. I wouldn't have minded a Dejounte Murray and John Collins duo. Dejounte needs a lob threat. That's why we kind of want Zach LaVine. That's what we want DeAndre Ayton. And it's really that's what we need. And I was hoping to see that potentially if we landed Collins in free agency, but obviously we didn't. And then we proceeded to bring in, we brought in Zach Collins, brought in Doug McDermott, but that's not what we need. By the way, we have 5 viewers in the chat. I hope everyone's having a great night. But I wasn't gonna mind that last year, but this season Collins just hasn't been proven to live up to what the money that has been given to him. And I'm glad the Spurs didn't do that because we have better options. DeAndre Ayton, Zach LaVine, those are guys that are truly gonna make an impact and fit on this team rather than Collins. I'm trying to read the comments, hold on. If we can get that Hornets offer from the deadline for Jakob, I take it. This had to be stirred up by the Hawks to get Collins back. Yeah, as I said, I have heard that the Hawks are wanting, not the Hawks, the Hornets are wanting to trade Gordon Hayward and one of their first-round picks because they're trying to bring in more money to re-sign Miles Bridges, who is entering restricted free agency. Gordon Hayward is also on a $30 million contract. So my thing is that if they're going to trade him, it's going to be hard because, you have to get rid of that salary, and a team's going to be having to want to take that salary. So if they're going to, then they're going to have to give up, pick number 13 and pair that next to something. And honestly, I'm not going to mind it. If we go in, Doug McDermott, Romeo Langford, and maybe, a second, and then bring in Gordon Hayward and pick 13, I'm not going to be against that. Because I think we could use 13 and maybe, 20 or 25. Because we have 9, 20, 25, and 38. I don't think the Spurs should draft 4 times. But here's the thing. We can pair 20, 25, and move up. But if we somehow manage to land Gordon Hayward and pick 13, we could use pick 13 as well that has even better value to trade up. Because here's the thing. This draft is not, star-studded. There's not really a franchise player who stands out in this draft. Jabari Smith, Paolo Banchero, maybe Chet Holmgren. Personally, I think Chet Holmgren isn't going to last that long. But a potential Jaden Ivey. But apart from that, this draft class is not super, depth, if that makes sense. And so, the Spurs need to do whatever they can to hopefully trade up and land a big-time star. Or they need to hopefully strike out in free agency and win because it's going to be tough. But I don't know how I feel about... what's his name? Kai Jones on the Hornets. I mean, that was the guy who I wanted the Spurs to take last year, but he hasn't been amazing, and obviously we took Primo. But it's just... Primo, I think, could be a very bright kid. He showed a lot of bright stuff in his rookie year when he played, and I also think that... Yeah, exactly. This draft is top 10 heavy. Then after that, it kind of falls off. I mean, I think there are some prospects. I mean, the top 3, like I said... Jabari, Paolo, Chet, and then Jaden Ivey, Keegan Murray. I also think maybe I like Jalen Duren out of Memphis, Jeremy Schoen, Ben Mathurin. There's a lot of guys. I mean, it's once that top 10 happens, there's not really much to do after that. One of the guys who I do think could have an impact in the late round is Nikola Jovic. He's been looking to be a bright young big, and I think I could see a lot from him potentially in the right development system. I like Jalen Williams out of Arkansas. I have a little bias towards him because he's actually a personal friend of mine. But I do like what he brings. He's a big he is a little shaky on the 3-ball, but he's a great interior scorer. He's a great free throw shooter, and he's an amazing interior defender, and he can play make as well. So, I mean, those are 2 guys who I really have my eyes on in the lower end of the draft. But there isn't a lot of second round, late first round, second round talent that we don't really keep our eyes on. Shaedon Sharpe, I like what he can do. I like more of his upside. I think he has to be in the right system. I mean, 6'6". I've done a little bit of homework on him, but not too much. But I like what I see out of him. I think a lot of teams like what they see out of him as well. I don't know if he's going to be a guy who can be a impact now type of pick. But I could expect him in the right system to develop. You met Primo last week. That's fun. No, I do like what I see out of Shaedon Sharpe. I wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs did happen to go on the Shaedon Sharpe train tomorrow night. There's a lot of guys I wouldn't be surprised. Johnny Davis, Wisconsin, Shaedon Sharpe, Ben Mathurin if he's available. I'm not going to be surprised if the Spurs try, if Dejounte is still around tomorrow. When? Hopefully. If Dejounte is still around tomorrow, I'm not going to be surprised if we take a guard to pair next to him because we need wing depth. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Spurs trade up for Keegan Murray if he does manage to fall to 6 maybe trade something with the Pacers. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe flip with Portland. I've heard that Portland is trying to trade 7 for OG Anunoby. So if Keegan Murray does happen to fall, I'm not against the Spurs trading up to take him, because I think him and Dejounte could be nice. Personally, who I want the Spurs to pick, Jalen Duren. That's who I want the Spurs to go with if we still are picking at 9 and we didn't make any moves, because we need a big man, and we needed a big man for quite a while. I do, and I like what, even though he's like the youngest kid in this class, I like what he has, because he is a 18-year-old who's a stretch. He is lengthy, he is big, he is muscular, he has an NBA-ready body at age 18. He is big, he can be a lob threat. I really like what I see out of Jalen Duren. I know the Spurs are looking at Jeremy Schoen. I've heard a lot about him, but I don't... Hold on. Okay, nothing important. I have heard some stuff about Jeremy Schoen out of Baylor, but I still think that I'd rather take Jalen Duren, because I just like what he can bring, and I like his upside a lot as well. But like I said, I'm still not going to be surprised if we do take a guard to pair next to Dejounte if he's still around. But I've heard something I've heard was that an insider, I'm pretty sure it was Woj, he said he was asking just all the teams what really to go down tomorrow. But I have heard that every team all said the same thing: just be ready for a lot of trades. Which, I mean, as long as my team doesn't do anything stupid, like, I'm here for it. I love trades. I love change. I feel like this is going to be an offseason full of trades, full of change, full of blockbusters. Hopefully not this one right here. But, Kyrie Irving today, like, all that drama with him. And Kevin Durant might say he wants out if Kyrie Irving decides that he don't want to be there no more. I mean, this is going to be one heck of an offseason. There's a lot of guys who are going to be on the move, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of change. And I feel like it is going to be potentially like, you guys remember that it was the 2019 offseason where Kyrie and KD, Paul George, Kawhi. I'm pretty sure Anthony Davis was traded that offseason as well. There was a lot of stuff that went down that offseason, and I could really see something potentially like that happening again this season. A lot of stuff that's unexpected, a lot of stuff that is expected. I mean, we have heard so much over the past 48, 72 hours of just things that could be happening, things that teams are on the phones, teams are moving. I am trying to read a little bit on Twitter just to see if there's anything new, because I do want to be keeping up with about the newest information as possible. As once again, people are leaning more towards that he is trolling. I want Jalen, but I'm more pick for fit and potential than immediate talent. But our current state, we just need that raw talent, and we do. The Spurs have been proven to be a system of development. How many guys have we brought in that were diamonds in the rough? I mean, so obviously Tim Duncan, number 1 overall pick. I mean, not really a diamond in the rough, but hey, starts there. Then Tony Parker, 2nd round pick. Manu Ginobili, 57th pick. Those guys are now Hall of Famers. And we've always brought in guys around them as well. Dude, you get back to your Netflix, bro. It is what it is. I've heard that new season of Umbrella Academy is out, and a lot of people were like, I just want to watch that. But but you enjoy your Netflix, bro, for sure. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for chatting with me. But the Spurs are proven to be a system of development, because I mean, they really are a team who can find those guys and to turn them into superstars. Most recently, a few years ago, Kawhi Leonard. We traded for the 15th pick, and Lord behold, I mean, he wasn't really talked about that much, and then San Antonio turned him into what he is. Quite possibly the best two-way player in basketball. I mean, and then, I don't know if you guys remember this guy, Jonathan Simmons. We took, I think we signed him out of Austin. He paid $100 for a G League tryout, and then he played a super vital part on that team that year. I wish we still could have had him because he turned out to be a beast. But, I mean, and then it starts with Dejounte Murray. Picked 27, played in the G League, and then he's continued to develop, and now he's an all-star. Derek White was a super solid piece on our team as well. Keldon Johnson played his whole rookie season in the G League, and look at him. I think Keldon Johnson could potentially be talks for all-star next year. I'm not saying he's going to, but I think it's possible. I mean, Devin Vassell. I think Devin Vassell is very bright as well, and maybe even Josh Primo has some potential. I think Josh Primo has a lot of potential. So, but I do agree that the Spurs really need that raw talent that can just come in and not really make immediate impact, but we need to see improvement. I mean, this is 2 years in a row now where we made the play-in and we still came up short-handed. But the problem is the Western Conference is only getting better. So many teams who are either A, acquiring talent through the draft and free agency, or B, are just getting healthy again. The Spurs have obviously done nothing. And I get it. The draft is tomorrow. Free agency hasn't happened yet. There's not much that can happen. And the guys we're going for, like Zach LaVine, we can't trade for him. DeAndre Ayton, I don't think we can trade for him because it'd have to be a sign-and trade, and free agency doesn't start till the 30th. So, let me get my water right here real quick. It's going to be a heck of an offseason. I haven't heard a lot lately. There hasn't really been that much reports, but the problem is, like, we'll lay down and then all of a sudden it's like Woj bomb at 3 a.m. because, like, that's what I'm scared of the most. It says, Hawks are trying to increase John Collins' value. Every team would love to have Dejounte on their roster. Brian Wright is just doing his job by listing calls, and this guy says Dejounte is going to finish his career. Which, I mean, that's what I hope. I hope Dejounte Murray is a Spur for life. Because he's my favorite player. He's quite possibly, arguably, my favorite player of all time. And in other news, the Wizards have been willing to discuss trade packages involving Kyle Kuzma and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I think Kyle Kuzma has shown so much development this offseason, or not this offseason, really during this season. I think he could be super solid. I mean, KCP's only what? He's like 28. He's still super young. I'm not hearing much about this anymore. Obviously, I mean, all the reports really came out at about the same time. I'm not seeing much here on the timeline as I was quite a while ago, which is making me comfortable. But I am starting to lean more towards the fact that Dejounte is really just trying to troll. Because I just don't, yeah. I'd expect Dejounte Murray to still be in a Spurs jersey at the start of the season. I don't see what we would get. Like, I get it. I like first round picks. I mean, talent is obviously found through the draft, but it's hard because sometimes it isn't easy to build through the draft. Oklahoma City is trying to build through the draft, and right now, hey, maybe it's going to happen. I think that if Paolo Banchero isn't taken number 1 overall, I think that's who they go with. I'm not going to be surprised to see if... And then I've heard they're trying to trade up from 12 as well. But building through the draft in the NBA isn't the same as building through the draft in the NFL. Jack, I am waiting to see on that Kyrie for the Lakers trade. I think the only reasonable option is the Lakers because the Lakers are trying to get rid of Russell Westbrook's salary, but the Lakers will have to give up just a little bit more because of that salary. I do think that the Lakers give up either Taylor Horton Tucker or they do give up a first round pick to 2027, protected, maybe unprotected, just to really get more. Not really get more, but it's like it makes it a better trade for Brooklyn, if that makes sense. As I was saying, building through the draft in the NBA is not the same as the NFL, because in the NFL you can tank, go 0-16 or 0-17, correction, and you get the number 1 overall pick. In the NBA, you can go 0-82 and you might end up at pick 5. It's not the same. I mean, teams like we're gonna talk football for a second, but teams like the Browns, who in my opinion, I think they're giving up on him way too early. Baker Mayfield was brought in. He developed, and then he won a playoff game and nearly went to the AFC Championship. They got Myles Garrett. They got Denzel Ward. I think that was obviously through a trade. But, the Bengals. The Bengals were terrible. They got Joe Burrow, number 1. They went to the Super Bowl his second year. Obviously, it's 2 different sports. But it's building through the draft is not the same in the NBA. Building through the draft is more high risk, high reward. Pelicans, you got Zion. Mavericks, you got Luka. Grizzlies, you got Ja. Yeah, you guys had your years of struggle, but now you guys have the talent of the future. My problem with the Spurs last year, I was like, we need to decide what we're going to do. If we're going to make the playoffs, let's make the playoffs. But if we're going to tank, we need to tank, because this draft class is not very, very, very deep. It's not it's a top 10 draft class, as I don't know how to pronounce your name, but Yoltisi said. Not a top 10. It's about a top 10 draft class, and that's it. And that's where the top talent is. Yeah, you find those ones that are like diamonds in the rough, and who knows, maybe there could be like a second round pick, and we're a redraft, and maybe 4 years, or we do a redraft, and he goes number 1. It's not impossible. Giannis was 15. Jokic was 41, and Jokic got drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. Literally a Taco Bell commercial, and now he's just won back-to-back MVPs. I mean, it's not impossible to build through the draft, but it's not that easy. It's a high-risk, high-reward scenario that there is a lot played to it. I'm not hearing much right now. I do want to find more sources. My thing is, this says, let me simplify this for everyone. Dejounte will want max money next season, especially if taking a pay cut. I don't know how I feel about Dejounte Murray getting max contract. I think he's worth no less than $100 million, but I don't think he's not a $200 million guy, is what I'm saying. I mean, shoot, I'm not against maxing him in this minute. I'm not against it. Give that man a pay raise. He just got a first-time All-Star, average near triple-double, nearly led the team to the playoffs. I'm not against it by any means. There's a lot to look at here. Because it depends on who we're going to get this offseason. Every team has room for 2 max contracts. It's not impossible. It's not. By any means, it's not impossible. Because, teams do it. Look at the Lakers. Look at Golden State. Look at Brooklyn. The Lakers have 3 max contracts right now. So, hey, cap space can be a myth. Cap space can. Hang on. I'm just trying to spread some stuff. I'm not hearing much. Tomorrow's going to be crazy. I do expect a lot of trades to go down. I do expect to see a lot. I'm not going to be surprised if some guys are traded. I expect I expect DeAndre Ayton to be on the move. I expect John Collins to be on the move. Hopefully not to San Antonio. I expect who else? I'm really trying to think that who else is really on the trade market this year. Miles Turner. I expect the Pacers to make a lot of moves. The Pacers are really trying to like move in a different direction. I'm not sure what that direction is, but they're looking to move Malcolm Brogdon. They're looking to move Miles Turner. And I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, the Mavericks were able to finally get a trade off, and the Mavericks did exactly what they needed to do. They brought Luka a big man, and they brought Luka a lob threat, which really kind of solidifies that the Rockets are willing to take Paolo Banchero if he is available, which is unfortunate because I don't want to play him a lot. I'm trying to think what else because I mean, there's a lot that's going on right now. I wasn't shocked about Jeremy Grant being on the move. I'm kind of shocked at how low his value was. I really am anxious as to what could happen. I do want the Spurs to make a move. I do want us to sign a big free agent. I do want us to maybe make a trade. Not Dejounte. Not Dejounte. I don't want Dejounte gone. Dejounte does not need to be gone. It just wouldn't make sense for the Spurs to take a guy just like John Collins. I don't expect anything to happen within the next 20 minutes, at least. It is obviously going to live in my mind, though. And it was weird. The Spurs obviously are not a team who is mentioned when it comes to trade reports. You can come in, Dad. I can mute myself. Hold on. You going to bed? The Spurs are not a team when it is mentioned in trade reports a lot. I mean, the Spurs traded Derek White. Not really out of the blue. We were expecting a move, not that. So it is weird that all of a sudden that the Spurs are just going crazy. Someone posted his Instagram story that he's just chilling. This is his Instagram story. So maybe he knows he's not going to be traded. But I still look at how this could affect long term. I do look at how this looked at the relationship with Dejounte Murray in the front office. I say he looks at this. He looks at how we look at him because, I mean, this really is kind of a saying to him like, nah. Like, he could take it that way. He could then proceed to one out. It's hard for San Antonio to keep star players. We were lucky. I mean, Tim Duncan almost got on a plane to the Orlando Magic after his rookie contract. We were lucky to keep him. We were lucky to keep Tony and Timmy. Didn't keep Kawhi. Didn't keep DeRozan. We can't keep hoping and praying for another Tim Duncan. We just can't. Because yes, talent can be found through the draft, but can it translate? Like, I don't think Chet Holmgren is going to last in the NBA. I think Chet Holmgren is not NBA ready. I think he's too skinny. I think he's not big enough. And Chet Holmgren is going to get eaten alive. Because yes, talent can be found through the draft, but can it translate? Like, dude, I'm looking at the stream just to see how it looks. Stream looks and sounds good. Proud of that. We got 2 subscribers tonight, so that's fun. Just FYI, we are going to be live here again tomorrow for the NBA draft. We are doing a draft show. I don't know why the chat box isn't that active. But we are going to be active tomorrow for the draft. I think we're gonna start this show at 7. We're gonna start then, and then I think we'll do all about the first round. We're not gonna do the second round, but I think we'll do pretty much all the first round, and then we're gonna call it night. But if a trade does go down when we off stream, we will obviously come back. I don't know. Let's talk a little different basketball. I mean, hey, as Jack says, waiting for that Kyrie to the Lakers. I'm not gonna be surprised. That would be unbelievable if Kyrie and LeBron reunite and then KD and Westbrook reunite. Like you can't make that up. You just can't, which would be crazy. I mean, let's look at trade rumors besides Dejounte, so we can talk about something else. So I can keep my mind off it because I'm stressed. I'm very stressed. It's my favorite. He's my favorite player, quite possibly of all time. I mean, everyone in San Antonio, like Spurs Twitter is obviously very against us trading him. Because I mean, like he's a star. He's our star that we are hoping to build this franchise around and finally bring the Spurs back to competitiveness. We haven't been competitive since 2019, or no, 2018. That was the first year we had DeMar DeRozan. We made the playoffs that year, lost in 7 to Denver, and then we have not made the playoffs since. We made the play-in twice. Was not fun, and just, I mean, the Spurs are young. I feel like the Spurs can compete, but the Spurs are gonna I don't want to rely on development. I think the Spurs are a great development system. I think they are arguably the best development system in basketball. But I am not as big of a fan as I am on hopes and prayers as big talent. That's why I want Zach LaVine. That's why I want DeAndre Ayton. That's why I want big talent. And if the Spurs can't land them, I want us to go after Colin Sexton. I want us to go after Miles Turner. I want us to go after Mo Bamba. They fit our timeline and they fit our system. And I don't want, I can't remember who said it, but we need that raw talent, but I also want guys who will fit in our system, who fit our timeline. And those guys do. They're young, they're athletic, they're high, they're not that much of a risky pick. I mean, it's possible. I'd expect to see, I'm not going to be surprised to see if that's our best option. Who knows? Maybe the Spurs will just say screw it and they'll get Kevin Durant. Oh, it's NBA offseason. Anything can happen. Anything can happen, okay? That's just my take on it. I think it's not fun being in trade rumors with your star. Because, Dejounte has not openly said he wants out. He said he wants to be here for his whole career. But some guys say that and then they're gone. So I don't know what to expect. That's my take. I just don't know what to expect anymore because, as I said, basketball isn't a... basketball's business, unfortunately. Basketball is business. And money talks, and teams talk, and things happen. Kevin Durant goes to Golden State. LeBron James goes to LA after winning a championship, and they continue not to build anything around him. Things happen. The league changes. Kawhi leaves to LA after he literally puts a whole country on his back and wins a championship. So I'm not sure what to expect. I'm just not. I am interested to see, while also worried if the Spurs are going to move on from DeJounte Murray. And I don't expect that. I'm kind of running out of words because, there's not really much to report right now. No one's really in the chat. Yeah. I think we might just sit around. I think we'll sit around for just a little bit. If you guys have anything to say, then please do so. because I want to hear everyone else's opinion. But I do want to. I mean, let's just talk basketball. I'm here to talk basketball. I want to know what everyone's opinions are. I want to know what. I want to know what's going on for everyone. Like, what do you guys think for tomorrow's draft? Could be a crazy offseason. These Nuts is a sleeper. Bro, honestly, D's Nuts is I don't know why we talk about D's Nuts enough, bro, in this draft. I think D's Nuts can be an impact now player. I think D's Nuts honestly should go number 1. I mean, who? Paolo Banchero, who? Chet Holmgren, who? Jabari Smith Jr., who? D's Nuts solos, to be honest, in my opinion. But I heard that Bofa is his first name is Bofa, last name These Nuts. I need to do a little bit more homework for tomorrow's draft. I was hoping I could be in the studio with some co-hosts, but they aren't going to be able to make it, unfortunately. We're down to 0 viewers. Dang. It's alright. We're going to keep grinding. We're going to do what we do. Because it's just, yeah. Two-way slashing playmaker. Yes, sir. He's a two-way slashing playmaker. There's not much to report on anymore, so I think we might low-key end it. There's not really much to talk about anymore. If a trade does go down, I will be back. I will immediately be ready to cover everything and give my information and details on it. Yeah. So, I'm living on a prayer tonight. Hoping that Dejounte Murray is still a San Antonio Spur by the end of the morning, because I have this jersey, I have our standard black, I have our last year's Fiesta, I have his All-Star jersey, I have his pair of shoes, literally, hold on, this box right here is literally a life-size sticker of Dejounte. I'm serious, in this jersey. I had one of Kawhi years ago, and now I have one of Dejounte. If I can't even put this up, I straight up might go in a full-blown depression. But I have 2 of his posters, and I got 2 posters of him at the game, because they were those little folding things that you clap on. I got 2 of those. I didn't even fold them because I was gonna hang them up. Someone or the wind just shut my door. I wasn't ready for it, and I had a little panic attack just now, so that's not fun. But I'm gonna be I've only cried at 2 players leaving, and that was when Patty Mills left, and I cried when Patty Mills left, and I shed a tear too, when DeMar left. The thing about DeMar is just DeMar was it was supposed to happen. DeMar was getting old. He knew there wasn't really much for him left in San Antonio, and it just happened. and that was not a problem by any means. Like, we got a sign and trade. We got young talent. Like, Daddy Gisung we used for another pick. Like, I don't know. I think we're in a good position, but it just doesn't make sense to give up on our best player who wants to be with us. I don't know. My biggest concern is that what it's going to take for us to give him up. Because, I mean, values is low. Jeremy Grant for a first-round pick. Christian Wood for a bag of chips in 26th. Like, I'm just hoping that there isn't, like, if Dejounte is gone, I'm just hoping we're not going to just give him up for basically nothing. Because if we do, it's gonna be terrible. It is. It's gonna be. Because, I mean, Dejounte is a guy who is worth more than just a first-round pick. And I believe that by... Hold on. Nothing important. I have all my Twitter notifications on, man, so I see something, I'm like, huh? And I'm chilling. So... I'm nervous. I'm really hoping that nothing does go down tonight. Because... it's the NBA. Things happen. Things do happen. I remember Halliburton got traded out of the blue, and we were all like, yo, what? But, hey. I don't expect anything. I'm not expecting anything, but who knows? I'm excited for tomorrow. I love the draft. I genuinely love the draft. How many people are here? I mean, we got nothing to do right now. There's not much to talk about. Should I end it? I'm thinking about either ending it or showing y'all my jersey collection. It's up to y'all, if there's anyone here still. One of my jerseys on the way. I'm hoping it's got different stuff. Nope, still in South Carolina. Supposed to be here Friday. I love the post office. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Well, if there is no one here, I am thinking about going ahead and calling it. I do need to get some sleep. But I am ready for tomorrow. We got some more subscribers. We got some likes. Tie Talk Sports is about to be back in full swing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling y'all. So, I will see all y'all tomorrow. If a trade does happen to go down in the next hour, I will stay up and I will report, I will cover. But until then, we're kind of just sitting around right now waiting for something to go down. Hold on. This is a tweet from a few days ago, about a week ago. Jake Fisher on getting intel from the Spurs. Quote, they don't make outgoing calls. They listen and talk and are very engaging when people do call them. The only info you get is what conversations other teams are framing.
Info on San Antonio, that stuff does kind of spread around. The fact that everyone in the league is talking about them wanting a big man at 9, like, that happens. Like, I remember Lucas Samanich, whatever draft that was. The Spurs, ironically, I don't find her hard to get info about. I think it's because the Spurs, I've been told time and again, don't make outgoing calls. They listen and talk and are very engaging when people do call them, but they don't make the outgoing calls. So that's something the thing that is so the only input you get is what other people, what conversations the other teams are framing, if that makes sense. But other teams are then like, oh, I got some info on San Antonio, and that stuff does kind of spread around. The fact that everyone in the league is talking.
We'll see what happens. If something does go down, I will be ready to report it. But until then, we're kind of just gonna sit around and wait till draft day tomorrow. So until then, to everyone who was watching, thank you guys so much. I'm telling you guys, we are ready to be back here in full production, covering your latest news with live streams, potential broadcasts. We're going to do live streams. We're going to be doing information. I'm thinking about starting up a, what's it called? Maybe like a website so I can make articles. Okay, I saw Fire and I saw NBA. It's just an NBA sale. Broadcasts, videos, breakdowns, live streams are going to be very important here in these next coming weeks. Obviously with tomorrow and trades after, and then free agency. So we will see what happens. I am very interested to see what does go down, and I'm obviously going to be here to cover all of it as fast as I can. So I will have, if a trade does go down at 3 a.m., that is something super crazy, I'll be here. You know where to find me. But that is going to be the end of this stream. Just drop a like, drop a subscribe, hit that notification bell, because we are going to be streaming a lot and putting out a lot more content now that we are ready to fully go into full production. Yeah. Thank you guys to everyone who was watching. Just fingers crossed that Dejounte Murray is not traded. I will see y'all all tomorrow on draft day. Until then, everyone have a good night. Kick it, stay safe.